3 hours later and the mufflers are back. What's up, boys? Welcome back to another episode of Average Bros Media. If you don't already know, my name is Nick. This is my 2005 Legacy GT Wagon, and we're gonna be doing a little bit of work on this thing today. I've been meaning to clean these mufflers for a very long time because they are filthy, but I haven't found a polish that I wanted to use, or was a little bit worried about these ones that have abrasive in them. So I just kind of put it off, but I picked up some of the Lenos. It's all metal polish. So what's cool about this stuff is it doesn't actually have abrasive in it. So it actually just uses chemical to get all the stuff off of any metal you're using it on, and I've seen it work really well on other stuff. So I want to give it a shot on these mufflers, see if it'll clean them up. So I'm gonna work on that. But first, just want to show you guys a little bit. We got a bunch of shelving all set up over here. I was cleaning the garage up, preparing it for the 240. I can't remember if I told you guys in a video, but I did figure out that if I put the 240 back here and my girlfriend's car in front of it and then the wagon on the other side, that I think it'll fit. So the 240 will be down here, as you can see, and I need to update that, but 12 days. 12 days until the 240 is here. So if you want to see more 240 content and you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a big favor, take a quick sec, hit that subscribe button. I'll wait for a second here. Boom. All right, I hope you guys are all subscribed. Now let's get on working on this car today. So the first thing I'm gonna do is flip the car around just so the rear is facing outward. I wanna get this done as quickly as possible because if you're in Southern California, you know how hot it's been the last couple days. On Friday, I think it was as hot as like 119. Yesterday was like 115, and today's supposed to be like a little bit above 110. So I got up early this morning to take care of that so I can try to beat the heat a little bit, but I'm gonna flip this thing around and get started. All right, the car is back in the garage. I'm gonna go ahead and lift up the rear end, throw it on some jack stands so I can pull these mufflers off pretty easy, make sure that the gaskets that I got for them actually fit, and then we'll get started. All right, so before I pull the muffler off of the hangers, I just want to make sure that this gasket that I need is the same size as the one I got. So let's double check it real quick. Perfect, it's the same size gasket. So I have two fresh gaskets, which you always want to replace if you're pulling anything exhaust-wise apart. Just kind of one of those things that's peace of mind. It's really cheap and easy to do. But let's go ahead and get these mufflers off and I'll show you how dirty they are. All right, no mufflers. I think that calls for a cold start. That sounds absolutely savage. All right, mufflers are off the car. Let me show you guys what we're dealing with. All right, so as you can see, not terrible, but there's just a bunch of like little stuff stuck to it all along there, especially along here, that I just really want to get cleaned up. So I'm gonna start by just washing these down with the hose to get off any dirt that's just gonna wipe right off. And then I'll go ahead and start using the polish on it. All right, so got the mufflers all wiped down of kind of any excess dirt that was just coming off with water and a rag. But just to get a closer look at what we're looking at here. So it's kind of tough to see on camera, but you can kind of see there's like little black speckles all along there of just, I'm assuming like tar and like road buildup. So I'm hoping we'll get that stuff off. That's one of the major goals. And then just cleaning up these tips. You can kind of see here the oxidation that's on there and exhaust buildup. So really overall, not too bad, but could definitely use a little cleanup. So I'm gonna go ahead and start using some of the Leno's metal polish on there and see what we can do. Okay, so already I am very impressed. So this side, it's kind of cool. You can see a direct side-by-side comparison. So this side has already been polished, and you can see just from like a quick one-time pass over, it's gotten off like 99% of that black kind of road grime that I was talking about, compared to this side where you can still see all that oxidation on there. Like all this stuff was pulled off on the other side. So I'm pretty confident that once we get it do a big once over on the whole thing and go back and do kind of a second pass over. These things are gonna shine really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep polishing these guys, and then I will show you what they look like when they're done. All right, so I'm mostly done with the first muffler and it looks awesome, like so much better, night and day. But I wanna show you just a quick comparison of the one that I've done versus the one that I haven't. Keep in mind there's a few little spots that I wanna do on the one that I'm still working on, but you'll see it's just a complete difference. All right, so here's what we're looking at before. You can see it's got quite a bit of oxidation and just exhaust dirt on there. Not super shiny, you can see all the kind of road grime on there, compared to this one, which is obviously much shinier. We've cleaned up the whole rolled lip here. Just looks way better. And that's just a quick once over. I think that if I go over it again, it's gonna be pretty damn near perfect, which is really awesome for mufflers that have been on the car for, I think, at least 25,000 miles, and I've only ever just done a basic soap wash on them. So I'm super excited. I think it's one of those things that just makes a big difference. It's like you don't notice them as much when they're dirty, but once they're cleaned up, it's one of those things that's super noticeable. All right, 3 hours later and the mufflers are back. They look phenomenal. I give this metal polish a huge thumbs up. I highly recommend it. I've seen it used on stuff that's far less dirty and it really brings it back to life. But to see it pull these things back to life with really how dirty they were and all the road grime that was on them, I am thoroughly impressed. Let me show you guys how they look. As you can see, they are super shiny. The camera's not even doing it justice, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw these back on the car with the new gaskets, and then I'll get a shot of it underneath the car just so you can see how much it really pops when it's back on the car. It's got them all bolted back up. I'm gonna go ahead and start the car, make sure there's no exhaust leaks. It's a real quick, easy test. Just start it up, see if you can feel any air coming out from where we just had the mufflers apart. And if that's good to go, then I'll show you guys what they look like and we'll wrap this video up. All right, we're good to go. No exhaust leaks. Let me show you guys how good these look under the car. Like I said, they look awesome. Totally cleans up the back end. The Leno metal polish is solid. I highly recommend it. I think when it comes to the exhaust, like, you don't really notice how dirty it is until you clean it up and you get a comparison. But when it's clean, like I just showed you guys, it really makes that whole back end pop, makes the exhaust more of a statement piece than just kind of blending in with the rest of it. So I highly recommend keeping those clean. I will definitely be doing that more often. But that's gonna wrap up this week's video. Thank you once again for joining us. If you're not already subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You can find us on Instagram for a little bit more content between our weekly videos. But in the meantime, peace out. I'll see you guys next week.